Committee, Jamie Harrison, and Gene Robinson has the first question for you, Jamie.
Jamie, just as from your seat as head of the DNC, I'm wondering, do you see these repressive voter laws as an existential threat to the Democratic Party, and do you see that as how they're intended, and do you see that as their effect?
Well, good morning, everybody, and good morning, Gene. Listen, this isn't I don't think about it as a threat to the Democratic Party. I think about it as a threat to our American democracy. We've been down this road before. You and I grew up in the same hometown. My grandma and I just had a conversation, went to visit her this weekend, and we had a conversation about these laws that are being enacted across the country. And she remembered these types of laws that are targeted towards communities of color, specifically Black communities. And so, we've been down this road before. We see all of these things happening, not only the attacks at the ballot box, but also these attempts to change and rewrite our history. And we can't stand for it. This is one of those break the glass moments because our democracy really is in balance. And we got to do everything that we can. And I applaud the Texas Democrats in the House who utilized the only thing that they had, which was their ability to just walk the hell out and say that we're not going to stand there and allow you to take away the most sacred right of the Texans in the state. And so we got to do everything that we can to stop this craziness.
Mr. Chairman, it's Willie Geist. It's good to see you this morning. Just to follow up on Gene's question, just on the ground level as a practical question in the state of South Carolina, now in the state of Texas, Georgia, across the country, are you concerned that the changes in some of these laws might cost you important elections? I mean, those Senate seats in Georgia, of course, were won by the slimmest of margins. With new laws in place, are you concerned that it's going to hurt your party?
Well, see, Willie, in the end of the day, I'm not sure about that. But this is the thing. It's going to make it harder for Americans who are eligible to vote. I would love to see 100% voter participation because I'm confident enough in the democratic principles and values that we stand for and the candidates that we have to get into the arena and make the case to the American people. The Republicans aren't confident enough in that because in the end of the day, that they know the only way that they can win is to cheat. And that is why they are changing these laws. This Texas bill is so bad. It is probably the worst of all of these bills that we're seeing from Georgia to Arizona to Florida. This bill lowers the threshold for courts to throw out elections. It allows the political goons to come to Black and brown communities to intimidate them while they're voting. It goes after souls to the polls. This is the most blatant attempt to really curb Black and brown voting that I've seen in my lifetime. And so we got to do, and we all got to stand up. And this shouldn't be partisan. It shouldn't be Democrats versus Republicans. Americans should all stand up and say enough is enough. We've been down this road before. Why the hell are we going to go down it again?
Jamie, there are two pieces of federal legislation pending, H.R. 1 and H.R. 4. Both deal efficiently and effectively with the issue that you're talking about here. Which one do you think would be of more immediate benefit to you, H.R. 1 or the John Lewis H.R. 4 Act?
Well, I don't know if we can separate the two. We need both. We need both. H.R. 4, which is the John Lewis Voting Rights Act, strengthens the pre-clearance part that John Roberts and the Supreme Court gutted, which basically allows the Justice Department to review these laws to make sure that they're not discriminatory in their practice. And, when Roberts and that court decided to do that, it opened Pandora's box. And it was the most short-sighted decision that I've seen in a long, long time out of the Supreme Court. And let me tell you, there are a lot of short-sighted decisions. But what it has done is created chaos around the country. At the same time, we still need some efforts to push back against these efforts H.R. 1 takes the dark money out of politics. H.R. 1 allows automatic voter registration. All of those things are really, really important so that we allow the American people to make the decision on who they want to represent them. Let's not curb that. It's so sad to see these same Republicans who, you remember back when we went into Iraq, They were on the floor of the House of Representatives, and they were applauding those moments where the Iraqis dipped their fingers in that purple paint and said, "Oh, look at how America allowed this democracy to thrive once again." Well, hell, why are we doing everything that we can in this country to take away the right to vote of American citizens? But that's what's on the Republicans. This is not about integrity. This is about them keeping political power, and I'd be damned, we will not allow them to do that.
Mr. Chair.